Hello everyone, it's Attacker72 here, and for today, welcome back to another review type of video. And so the topic we are about to discuss and review for today is the latest entry to the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, developed by Team Sonic Team themselves, Sonic Frontiers. I didn't really, I bought this copy just, yesterday, so this is very much, I'm still in the process of playing it right now. I think I'm currently on my third world right now, but it's been out for over a week, and many opinions have been formed by many. So I think it's best to talk about my personal thoughts and feelings on how I feel about the game. This could be possibly a quick review, just to match with the whole Sonic theme and all. And so for this video, I'm going to be talking about from its gameplay, from its explanations, how it plays. And keep in mind, this is the Switch versions, because obviously I am a Nintendo player. So obviously you may notice me talking about the graphics a bit differently and such. And another thing is that I will be talking about, its other things. It's also its pros and cons, what a typical review is. And so with that, let's get started with the review of Sonic Frontiers. Does it live up to the hype, and did redeem Sonic and its franchise after years and years of having such rushed games throughout the years? So first off, how does the game play? The game itself plays very smoothly. For a game that also runs on PlayStation and Xbox along with PC, the Switch version also runs very, very well in terms of it. Sure, in some points while I was playing it, there were some janky gameplay and also some weird, how do I say this? Kind of like some weird corrupted, some face throughs and all. It's not necessarily glitches, but there were some janky stuff I saw from Frontiers in terms of gameplay, but it's mostly coming from the combat itself. Oh yeah, a new thing that is added in Frontiers, from what I believed, is none other than the combat system. This game is known as a semi-open zone area, as Sega and the Sonic team has stated. Many would compare this to Breath of the Wild, but it really isn't, because it isn't really open world. Plus, like I said, I am currently in the third world, and from what I researched, there's currently 5 worlds at the moment. So you can really say that it's not necessarily open world. It is since you can run around the entire place, but it isn't really. But mixing in with the whole semi-open world, experience, there's also the typical levels where you play Sonic levels, obviously, but instead of going the usual Green Hill Zone, there are some elements about it, but now you go through cyberspace, to which you can only do in terms of just going through levels. These are optional, but it kind of goes through the story. But that's really all I can say about the gameplay. The gameplay is jank. It does run well, and the combat is pretty fun. Plus, with the skill points, you can basically build up your entire gameplay, which I absolutely like. But there were some issues that I did run through this whole thing. These are only the pros of the gameplay itself. The combat system runs very well. I remember back then, a few months ago, when they saw the gameplay and the combat doesn't look very great, and many thinking that the game looks unfinished, but now we look at it and it looks better than before. So don't try and compare this to Breath of the Wild. I've seen some that are trying to compare this at all. Yeah, sure, it has some elements, but it is more than just Breath of the Wild. And plus, just like with Sonic, it is just like what Sonic is. This game is pretty fast, but unlike before, where the games themselves only last there for about 5 hours or such, this game likes to take it on around a very slow and very average pace, which I really like. We don't need Sonic games to go like 4 or 5 hours at that point. I feel like many would like to have a nice change of pace. Oh, and how can I not forget? Obviously, with every Sonic game, the music itself is always such a banger. Every game, no matter what kind of Sonic game it is, yeah, Sonic 06, the game has a lot of buggy problems, and it's a pretty, it has a really big reputation in the Sonic community, but we cannot lie that the songs made by Crush 40 is amazing. You can say the same thing about Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Lost World, Sonic Forces. All the music, and even now, are amazing, especially with the bosses. Now, spoiler alert, now I only am in the third world right now, so I haven't gotten this far, but the Titan bosses are one of the best bosses I played in a Sonic game in a long time. The one that they advertised the most being the giant colossal titan, the Giganto. The music in the background is amazing. And with the elements of Supersonic now pretty much making a huge role this time, because in Forces, you didn't, like, Supersonic doesn't really make an appearance. You just get him at DLC. But with this one, Supersonic doesn't appear in the end, but now he appears way more frequently if you explore the island more and collecting all of the Chaos Emeralds, which is a nice change of pace because this kind of shows how very powerful Supersonic is, and we get to see more of the form instead of seeing it at the very end. Plus, there are some minor things that they do mention from what I've heard. Apparently, the IDW comics of Sonic character, Tangle, is confirmed to be canon as part of the of this Sonic universe, because this script and the writing was made by Ian Flynn, who worked on the Archie Sonic comics, and from what I've seen from his work, he did a phenomenal job writing those comics, especially now writing into this. So, him pay respects to the old Sonic media is definitely great. And he does, and also, they do mention Styx in this game. Yep, that's right. Styx the Badger from Sonic Boom, she's now apparently canon in the Sonic universe. Now, for granted, I'm not sure if it's the same Styx from Boom, or this could be kind of like another different universe thing where Styx has a different design and, but still kind of acts like the Styx we know. I personally would like to see Styx more in this game, and especially in the regular Sonic universe. We did see Styx back and Mario and Sonic at the 2016 Rio Olympic Games, but if this is truly canon, then we could really see that Styx is now part of the Sonic universe. And they do mention other things, such as the Babylons, Jet, Wave, and Storm. You remember those characters from Sonic Riders? I know I'm getting into a lot of spoiler territory. I wouldn't really call these spoilers since they don't appear in the game at all. But they do make some minor mentions, but it is really great to see how they mention some past Sonic media. It kind of shows how very dedicated Ian Flynn is in terms of writing and how he respects the older Sonic media. Alrighty. So, what else do I have to say about it? Oh yeah, the cons. Like I said, the game itself can be very janky at times. There are some issues that I ran into and all. For example, now, like I said, this is on I am playing the Switch version. I don't have the PlayStation or the Xbox version, because you may notice there are some graphical differences, but the graphics itself doesn't truly matter. But there was another really con I do want to mention is that I do want to see what other things they would like to add in the future. For example, I would really like to question on the other stuff they might work on in the future. But yeah, this is my quick review on Sonic Frontiers. Is this really a great redemption for all the Sonic games that you have? Absolutely. Sure, there were some issues that I ran into in terms of my gameplay experience, but Sonic Frontiers itself is a good redemption, because let's be honest, Sonic throughout the years has gotten really rough in terms of just the games, from how rushed it is and also the gameplay standpoint and all. Forces was a game that I really didn't like. I really didn't like it because of how very missed potential it was. Sonic Boom, yeah, we know how that series went into in terms of just the video game standpoint. The show was not bad, but the games of Sonic Boom, yeah, I don't think that was a good idea. I didn't really mind Sonic Lost Worlds, but it really kind of gotten a bit okay. It's sort of, standard and bland in my opinion. Sonic Frontiers, it is great. And the characters are very well written. The relationship with Sonic and Knuckles, because many always point out with Sonic and Shadow being the big rivalry, but Sonic and Knuckles are also characters that really used to have a friendly rival back in the third Sonic game. I feel like many usually forget that. And it's great to see how they managed to fit that more in Frontiers. And with some of the villains, Eggman himself portraying himself as a father to the new villain Sage is absolutely interesting, and I really love the development between them. Like, I feel like Sage is only a threat because she's being ordered by Eggman, but seeing the whole father and daughter relationship is definitely a great thing that I never thought I would see from Eggman. Then again, he does treat some of his creations as his own, his own children, so I guess that really makes sense. But the characters are well written. The story so far is very great. Combat is satisfying and really good. Sure, some issues I went into, but overall, overall, this was a good experience. I highly recommend getting this, and if you're a huge Sonic fan, then you can buy this no matter what. But if you're very skeptical about how Sonic was throughout the years, then this may be a good chance. Sonic himself we are now in a good era for Sonic games. This year for Sonic has been great with Sonic Movie 2, Sonic Origins, what else? There's also been a lot of other Sonic related stuff. And now with Sonic Prime next month, I can definitely say that Sonic Frontiers, along with the other things I mentioned, this year is the Renaissance era for Sonic. So I want to know all your thoughts and opinions down below about this. What do y'all think about Sonic Frontiers? Do you love the game? Do you not like it? Do you think it's average? Or do you have other opinions about the game or what I've stated? You can disagree with me all you like. This is just an opinion after all. This is just a review. This is not like a critical review and all. This is just my, casual gaming experience with Frontiers. So overall, I hope the best for Sonic Team in the future. And plus, I did hear they're going to be adding more DLC and such. They already got in the soap shoes, which you can get from the newsletter, and the Monster Hunter collaboration. So I can't wait to see what else Frontiers has to offer. But so with that, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more videos, follow my Twitter, and I'll see you guys next time. And remember this, once a legend, always a legend. Like a Hellcat.